On in Bojo, Mr. McLeod here, and so today's lesson is on Gindaaswinan. So Gindaaswinan, today's lesson will be on learning about numbers in Ojibwe. So numbers in Nishnaabemwin or Ojibwe. Numbers don't occupy much space when learning Ojibwe. It's a fairly easy lesson. Ojibwe is a verb-based language, making numbers not that super applicable. So Nishnaabemwin numbers are similar to English numbers. Both order their numbers into categories like ones, tens, hundreds, and thousands. English continues this pattern, but Ojibwe gets weird, so we'll omit anything after 1,000 from our lesson. So ones category. These are our single-digit numbers. This is part 1. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here. So we're going to learn that in Ojibwe right now. So 1 in Ojibwe is Bejik, Bejik, Bejik. 2 is Nij, Nij, Nij. 3 is Nswe, Nswe, Nswe. Next one, number 4 is Newin, Newin. And 5 is Nanan, None. So that's our first set of single digits. Now would be a good time to take these down in your notes. Gonna move on from here. So again, single digits part 2 are ones category. So we have 6, 7, 8, 9. So 6 in Ojibwe is pronounced Ngudwaswe, Ngudwaswe, Ngudwaswe. Number 7 is Nijwaswe, Nijwaswe. 8 is Nshwaswe, Nshwaswe. And 9 is Zhongswe, Zhongswe. So tens category. This is where we're moving into our double digits. Again, it's going to be divided into 2 sections. This one's part 1. So we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So 10 in Ojibwe is Ndaswe, Ndaswe, Ndaswe. 20 is Nishtana, Nishtana, Nishtana. 30 is Nsimdina, Nsimdina, Nsimdina. 40 is Neomidna, Neomidna. And 50 is Non-Midna, Non-Midna. You might be noticing some patterns here. So we keep some similar sounds and change up the endings here. Moving on to part 2. 60, 70, 80, 90. So 60 is Ngudwasmidna, Ngudwasmidna. 70 is Nijwasmidna, Nijwasmidna. Nijwasmidna. 80 is Nshwasmidna. 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 And 90 is Jonksmidna. 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 So one question you might be asking yourself is, what if we want to combine these categories and talk about the numbers between like 20 and 10, like 11, 12, 13, etc. So Nishnaabemwin uses a similar system as English when compounding these categories. So we start off with our tens category first, then our ones category. So in English, this 6-4 combination would be pronounced 64. In Ojibwe, we would say Gindaaswinan, 60. Nishnaabemwin, 4. Gindaaswinan, 64. We add that sh in between the categories. Another example, 96. 96. Jonksmidna Shingudwaswe. Jonksmidna Shingudwaswe. Jonksmidna Shingudwaswe. So these are color coded here, that you can see that the tens and the ones follow the same pattern. And then also too, you might have noticed that when pronouncing some of these, it's easier to forget that second hyphen and pronounce this as a shin and then move on to the next syllables and the number. So that's the pattern for numbers when you're combining tens and ones. So now we're going to learn our hundreds category. This is our triple digits divided into two parts. So we have 100, 200, 300, 400, and 500. So 100 in Ojibwe is pronounced good walk, good walk, good walk. 200 is walk, walk, walk. 300 is sim walk, sim walk, sim walk. 400 is walk, walk, walk. And 500 is pronounced non-walk, non-walk. So you'll notice here another pattern is the tens. They'll either end with a dina or a midna ending, and the hundreds end with a walk ending. So part 2 of this section here. So we have 600, 700, 800, 900. So 600 is pronounced ngudwaswak, ngudwaswak, ngudwaswak. 700 is nijwaswak, nijwaswak, nijwaswak. 800 is nshwaswak, nshwaswak, nshwaswak. And 900 is jonkswak, jonkswak, jonkswak. So again, you may be wondering, how do we combine these three categories for numbers like 101 or 347, etc. It's a very similar pattern to a pattern we had earlier. So first we're going to have our 100 then our tens, and then our ones, just as we would in English. So 666, it's all color coded here. 666. We have Gindaaswinan, Gindaaswinan, Gindaaswinan. Gindaaswinan, Gindaaswinan, Gindaaswinan. And Gindaaswinan, Gindaaswinan, Gindaaswinan. 666. Moving on, we have 204. So in this one here, we don't have a tens at all. We're just going to use our, just as we would in English, 204. So in Ojibwe, 200 is Nishwak, Shneawin, 4. Nishwak, Shneawin. Now, what if this number was 0 and we had a tens here and a hundreds? That would be like this, 360. Just like in English, 360, nothing else. So in Ojibwe, that's Nsimdina, 300, She, Gindaaswinan. Nsimdina, Gindaaswinan. Nsimdina, Gindaaswinan. Alright, thousands category, quadruple digits. We're only going to go cover one of these. So 1,000 is pronounced Ndaaswak. Or Ndwas, or it should be Ndaaswak. That W is a typo. Ndaaswak. Ndaaswak. So what if we want to combine all 4 categories? Same patterns as before. We're going to use shit in between each category, and if there's a 0 in any one of these, we will omit it from our pronunciation, just as we would in English. So again, thousands will be color-coded, hundreds, tens, and ones. So 1,200 or 1,200 is Ndaaswak, Shinijwak. Ndaaswak, 1,000. Shinijwak, 200. 1,230. Again, 1,230, all color coded. So we got Ndaaswak, Shinijwak, Shinsimdina. Ndaaswak, Shinijwak, Shinsimdina. 1,230. Moving on here. So we got 1,234, all color coded there. So we're using all 4 categories here. Ndaaswak, Shinijwak, Shinsimdina, Shneawin. Ndaaswak, Shinijwak, Shinsimdina, Shneawin. Ndaaswak, Shinijwak, Shinsimdina, Shneawin. Now, what if these other areas have been grayed out, the hundreds and tens? So we got 1,204. So we got Ndaaswak, Shinijwak, Shneawin. So we omitted our tens category here. Ndaaswak, Shinijwak, Shneawin. Now we omit our hundreds category, so we have 1,034. Ndaaswak, Shinsimdina, Shneawin. Ndaaswak, Shinsimdina, Shneawin. And our last one here, what if we had the hundreds and tens category grayed out with a 0? 1,004. 1,004. Ndaaswak, Shneawin. Ndaaswak, Shneawin. So that's it for our lesson. Now we're just going to have a recap. So numbers in Nishnaabemwin is not that prominent with native speakers. Numbers in Ojibwe follow a similar pattern as English, that being that they start off with their thousands if present, then hundreds if present, tens if present, and then ones if present. Also, Nishnaabemwin uses a sh sound between any and all number columns or categories. After 1,000, Nishnaabemwin gets kind of funky, so we won't go beyond number 1,999 in this course, but now that you know the pattern, you can say it in Ojibwe. Miigwech misae aja. Thanks, that's it for today. Bama pi kawabminim.